Hey there, friends. I hope everything is going well for everyone today. In your time zone, it could be afternoon, evening, or night. It's possible that Matt Brown is saying goodbye to his family and the public eye for good. It used to be easy to recognize him on the set of Alaskan Bush People, but things seemed to go very badly for him. Matt fell from glory and ended up in a trap he set for himself. He had problems with drugs and his family relationships got tense. He used to be known for being charming and good-looking, but some scandals made people forget about those things. The court will decide what will happen to him now. Fans are interested in what this means for his future work. Is this goodbye for good? A lot of legal drama and trouble. Matt Brown was the center of attention and authority on the Discovery Channel show Alaskan Bush People for many years. As the first child in a family like the Browns, who became famous in the media in some way, he carried a lot of weight, and he wasn't about to give up anytime soon. But his family and everyone else didn't know that Matt was in fights that would ruin his TV job and make it hard for him to get along with his family. Matt's problems with drinking too much were first made public in 2016. He signed up for treatment at the Betty Ford Center. He knew he needed help because the issue was making his relationships and way of life worse. Matt said he had begun to notice that he was going downhill. Being honest about this wasn't done from a place of healing and rebirth. He was having trouble with his drug use. This way of life had a direct effect on his family and the production of the show. The rest of Brown's family moved to Washington State to continue filming. Matt chose to stay in California. Even though he was far away physically, it was even worse for him mentally. It became clear that he wasn't at family gatherings or shooting schedules. What turned out to be a short break to fix himself left a hole in the family, who took pride in being a strong unit. Even though he finished rehab in 2016, that didn't mean he was done with alcohol. He couldn't get his mind off of the one thing that could ruin his life and the lives of the people he cared about most. After what he called a ups and downs year, he was going back to rehab 2 years later. This broke the hearts of Matt Brown friends all over the world and was sad for his family. It was too bad he couldn't get his life together when it meant the most. There was a lot of back and forth with his rehab. His behavior was hard to predict and very scary. There was a terrible blow to Matt's image in 2020 when two women said he raped them. In the wake of both claims, it was clear that he was no longer in charge of his life. He couldn't take responsibility for what he did. The charges sounded like something someone who was violent and hateful could do. Reports say that the claimed sexual abuse happened after Matt had been drinking a lot for a few days. It had something to do with his drug use. He did things in a way that made things worse. Whenever he got too drunk, he would attack the first person he could find. These accusations were hurtful because they came at a bad time and got a lot of attention. Many fans of the Discovery Channel show didn't know about the claims of mistreatment at first. Matt still kept up his image on screen as a good person who was part of a good family with strong morals. It was strange to try to make sense of the difference between what people thought Matt was and what he really was. His family had to protect a member who didn't give himself a chance to change his drinking habits. These charges were not small. They were able to destroy everything the Browns had worked so hard to get. Even though these claims got a lot of attention from the media and changed Matt's public image for good, he was never officially charged. It seemed odd that claims of this seriousness were out there in the open without any action being taken to help the victims get justice. When the claims of mistreatment were made public, they caused a media storm. If there is one thing that everyone on the internet agrees on, it's that women should not be abused. The matter was covered by the news. The situation was ripped apart by tabloids and social media. They thought he might be guilty, and made a lot of people really hate Matt. What people said was not good at all. The comment sections were full of hate, criticism, and calls for people to be held responsible. It would always be linked to his name. The entertainment business didn't say anything as important as the public did. Although the production companies tried to stay out of the conversation, it was hard for them to do so. The accusations had an effect on them even if official charges were not brought. Matt moved to California because of the scandal. He has been living alone there. He is no longer with his family or the people who knew him in the press. Things are not the same as they were before. After Matt Brown's fall from grace, people who watch and like the Alaskan Bush family are stuck. If he gets this image, will it ever go away, or is he cursed to live with it? Alaskan Bush people went from being a feel-good family adventure show to one that was full of court drama, family fights, and a first son who couldn't control how much alcohol he drank after the Matt Brown scandal. The Brown family's image was ruined, no matter what they were trying to keep up. That couldn't be changed by living in the wild. Get to know the Browns. To learn about the Brown family, you have to start at the top of the tree. Billy Brown is in charge of this wild plan. He died in 2021, but his strong morals drove the whole family while he was still alive. Billy wanted to live a free life, free from societal rules and restrictions. He was friendly and charming, and he was great in front of the camera. He had an air of authority about him. He stood out as the head of the family because of it. On paper, he might have been the perfect father figure, but his relationships with his kids were complicated and different for each one. Amy Brown was Billy's wife. They got married in 1979. They were married for 49 years and had 7 kids. Like the other girls in Brown, Amy was tough and resilient in a way that wasn't common for women her age. She got very sick with lung cancer but beat the disease. She treats her kids with a lot of care and patience, which is not the case with their dad. When everything else fails, Amy is generally the voice of reason. Since Billy died, she has done everything she can to keep up the strong family bond that got them a famous TV show. Amy may have lost her husband to death, but she kept going like an awful thing didn't bother her. Matt Brown is the oldest son in the family. He seems like the most interesting guy in the group. He was a fan favorite in the first few seasons of the show because he was brave and good at being in the desert. But things went badly when his bad relationship with drink came to light. His current relationship status is mostly unknown, but in 2006, he was linked to Heather Begaeus. Some sources say he is meeting someone, but it's not clear who she is. It makes sense for him to keep this secret since all of his past relationships were very public. The events that made him feel alone and cause him to be secretive now may also have something to do with it. Matt Brown isn't close with any of his family members. Feels like a wolf that left its pack to live alone, which is pretty sad. What is a dog if it doesn't have its pack? He no longer talks to anyone in the pack and would rather live alone. His problems with the law and being alone are not making his love life better. On the one hand, this separation is good for him because it lets him find himself and learn who he is without having to follow what the Alaskan Bush people tell him. But he is also getting farther away from his family, and he is losing the family bond that everyone works hard to protect. There are good and bad things about being away from family and the public. Maybe he gets better when no one is looking at him, or he may go down a path that hurts himself. He's stuck, and no one can help him. Many people still feel sorry for Matt, even after all of his problems in the past, as shown by the fact that his friends still want him to find love. Joshua Bam, one of the more quiet family members, is Bam Brown. It's funny that he got his nickname because he was one of the slightly more active kids in their group. The term has been linked to the Flintstones character Bam Bam Rubble, according to reliable sources. As a child, the figure was known for being strong and full of energy. Regarding his love life, Bam Bam has kept it very quiet, with no known major relationships or marriages going public. He doesn't use any social networks. It's better for him to stay out of the press while still helping his family stay alive. His bond with his siblings is stable and doesn't cause him any trouble. When there is trouble, he generally steps in to keep the peace.